Hi, welcome to Books of Yarn. My name is Anna, and in today's video, I will be sharing with you all the books I read in January. Now, if you've watched any of my previous video, you know my voice is gone. I have like this terrible cold. It's getting a lot better now, but I do apologize if my voice sounds croaky or crappy or whatever. But we're here to talk about all the books I read in January. Now, I had hoped that I would have read a lot more books, however, I didn't. I only managed to read 6 books, which, given everything that I have going on, or everything that went on in January, I'm surprised I even managed to read 6 books. Now, I'm going to also be mentioning a few books that I didn't started but didn't finish, and books that I also DNF'd. Now, the first book that I finished in January was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Now, this was a book that I started back in December, so it was actually the first series that actually got corrupted. This follows Louisa Clark and Will Traynor. So Louisa ended up being Will Traynor's like caregiver, and they slowly began to fall in love. It's a romance book. Um, I really did love the development of the relationship. I also did love how they weren't sexifying each other, meaning there was like, I do love sex in a book once it is smut, but there are sometimes when I do love when a romance is not entirely revolve around sex, which is one of the things that I really did love about this book. This was a 5 star for me. I'm not sure if this rating is biased because I watched the movie years ago, and I really did love the movie and how true it stayed to the book. But that's the first book I read or finished reading in January. Really loved it. Would definitely recommend if you're looking for a nice slow romance that is not entirely like it's clean. There's no sex at all. I think they kissed like once, but nothing really happened. Really did loved it. And would definitely recommend. Now, back in the start of January, I did a series where I was reading Elle Kennedy books for a week, and during that time, I started reading Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I didn't really love it, so this was kind of a DNF for me. The pace was just a little bit too slow, so I basically stopped reading this book. I do probably want to give it another try to finish reading it. Maybe, maybe not. Not really sure. So there is that book. The other book that I read and finished is Five Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards. It's following Myra, Josh, Kayla, Brecken, and Harper. Now, this happens on Christmas Eve, so their flight got delayed, and so these five total strangers basically decided to rent a car and basically drive home in the snowstorm. It is a suspense thriller, so there are things that are going missing. Then there's this mysterious guy in yellow jacket that Mary thinks is following her. And then a bunch of stuff happened. Um, it was a really good read. There wasn't not much. There wasn't nothing much that happened in this book, to be honest. Um, there's also a part of it that I loved. There was this part that basically told from like another guy was like writing her a letter, like a creepy stalker like type of thing. I really did find that interesting. This was a 4 star for me. I don't know. I was just really feeling for January's craving like suspense thriller books, and this book did not really deliver what I was looking for. It was still a good read, and so I rated it 4. I started reading Game of Thrones by George R. or what's his name? George R. Martin, and I didn't finish it. I'm going to. I have all 5 books right here. You can see. Didn't finish it. I went on to read One of Us is Lying. which has Bronwyn, Addie, Simon, Cooper, Nate. So Nate is like the bad boy in school. Bronwyn is the straight A student. Addie is the girl that is dating like the jock. And Cooper is Cooper does sports. Softball? Is it softball? Football? Hockey? I just know that Cooper does sports. And there's Simon. He has this app where he basically expose the students' secrets and stuff. So five of them went into detention. By the end of detention, Simon is dead from a peanut allergy, peanut reaction that he had. And so throughout the book, we are basically trying to figure out who killed Simon. To be honest, I immediately knew how Simon died. I just knew how he died. I'm kind of good. I'm kind of good at that when it comes down to book. I always like get like a sixth sense about like plot twists and stuff. But there was a part of the plot twist that I did not see coming, which I mean caught me really off guard. It was really a good book. Um, I hated the fact that the how Simon died was so predictable to me. It was a 3 star for me. Did love the plot twist. I loved how by the end of the book how Addie became this entire different person. If you've read the book or watched the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I really did love that. So 3 stars for me. Then I started reading Divergent. Here it is with my bookmark. I'm gonna finish reading it. I was just saving it for like this vlog that I wanted to do. That's why I haven't finished reading it as yet. And then I read Heartbreaker by Elle Kennedy. If you want like an in-depth like review, I did do this for reading Elle Kennedy books for a week video. This is book 1 of the Out of Uniform series, which has Cash McCoy and Jen Scott. If I'm looking away, I have my book journal here. If I don't write it down, then I'm not gonna remember any of this, to be honest. So there is that. Jen has this stalker ex-boyfriend. This ex-boyfriend has stalking her, and so since her brother is a soldier, he's in the military. He basically asks Cash to watch his sister for him. So this is a forced proximity romance, but they actually like met before. They're gonna have like a one night stand hookup, but then it didn't happen. Um, I don't know. This was a 3 star for me, to be honest. Nothing much really happened, but there's a quote from the book that I write down and I want to read to you now. It says, Jen, this is a quote by Jen. I love you and I want to be with you. I want to give this a shot. I don't care if it's full time or part time, or even if I only get to see you one day every other month. I'll take you any way I can get to you. I really did love that quote, so 3 stars for me. But if you've read any Elle Kennedy book that were 5 stars for you, I'm still accepting recommendations because as a goal, I'm trying to like read more books by more authors. So there's that. Then I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, also for my series. So if you want like in-depth review on this, you can check out the video. This was a 5 star. This has Garrett Graham and Hannah Wells. So basically, Garrett is failing his philosophy class, and is the only one in the class that got us like straight A. So he basically asks her to tutor him, and there's this boy Justin that Anna likes. So in return, Garrett basically knows how Justin is. So he says, if you tutor me, I will basically I'll fate date you, and that will basically make Justin interested. I've never really understand why boys are interested in girls that other guys want, or or whatever. But there's that. So they started fake dating, and it became a real relationship. And I really did love their little relationship. Now there's some quotes from that as well that I'm gonna read to you that I really liked. Um, come on, don't cry. It breaks my fucking heart to hear you cry. That's what Garrett says. And then he says, don't you get it? The thought of anyone hurting you rips my heart apart. Garrett again. And then I don't look back these days. I only look forward. Now, I'm sure Hannah said some really cool things, but Garrett won my heart in that book. So, and then I love how Anna was very witty and sarcastic like me. And then Garrett was very overprotective. Really love that in a guy, I guess. So there was that. And then the last book I read is the Ex Hex by sorry, by Erin Sterling. This is a 3.5, so follows Vivian Jones and Reese Penhallow. So Reese basically broke her heart. She basically cursed him, and then it turns out he was really cursed. And then they're basically working together to get to remove the curse, because it has also spread to the town. This is a second chance romance. As I said, it's a 3.5. I don't know. The books I read this month weren't that, other than The Deal, and they weren't all that bad, to be honest. Well, those are just all the books I read back in January. Now I am still looking book recommendations. I'm always looking or trying to discover new books, to be honest. I am trying to read a lot more books this month, but it's a little bit hard when you have two hobbies, because I do love crocheting as much as I'm as reading. So I guess we're at the end of the video. So what books did you read this month? And did you no, how many books did you read last month, and did you enjoy reading them? Feel free to leave a comment if you enjoy my videos. I'm always welcoming new subscribers. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of February. So if you enjoy my videos, I really like if you could appreciate. Share with a friend, like, comment. And I do want to thank you so much for watching. And have a wonderful day, month, year, minute, time, second. And I do hope I see you in my next video. Bye.